the very crucial theme which we have picked up is the student-educator equity in co-construction of the new model of learning. And it's big joy to have young people on the show. I think EduCoc's faith in a collective wisdom is the natural result of having together the two very important stakeholders in the process of learning, that is students and the educators. These are the two important stakeholders who have undergone lot of turmoil during the transit period. In the transit period, lot of challenges, lot of opportunities we have undergone. So we thought, it is the voice of basically UNESCO that we must take the young people on board with us, so that the two important stakeholders are heard and a new model of learning, which will be the hard reality, will be put in practice. And now the rule of the game is that we are going to have very, very short and crisp bites worth 3 seconds each. And I think I'll start with the young people. May I request the young people to introduce themselves? We have participants from GD Goenka School. GD Goenka.
Yes, sir.
Can you introduce yourself, your name, school, and your class?
Yes, sir. So, good evening to one and all present here. I am Nirjala Sethia, and I am from GD Goenka Public School. And I am currently a 12th pass out. My boards got cancelled this year.
Happy? Are you happy about cancelling?
Actually, sir, it was a bittersweet moment for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, I can make out. And then we have from Manav Rachana,
Rajul Raj.
Rijul Raj.
Are you here?
Rijul, are you there?
Rachel, you need to unmute.
Unmute yourself, Rijul. Then we have, by the time he mutes himself.
I think he needs to rejoin.
Rijul can rejoin, and then we have children also from the JP Public School. Is Madhav there? Bhavika and Madhav.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Can you introduce Madhav yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Madhav Malik. I am in currently 11th grade. I'm studying at JP Public School, Noida right now.
Very good. And then there is another student, Bhavika.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I am Bhavika Gupta. I am a student of JPS Noida, and I am a student of class 10.
Bhavika, your voice is not clear.
Can you?
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Now. Yeah, it's better now. Good. And Shashi, there is another school where some children are there.
Yeah, she is from Gaurisha Rastogi. She is from Nutan Vidya Mandir School, GTB.
Gaurisha, are you there?
Garden.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Gaurisha, kindly introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Good evening to one all present here. Myself, Gaurisha Rastogi, and I'm currently studying in 11th standard. I'm from Nutan Vidya Mandir.
You are most welcome, all the young people, and we have a very distinguished panelist with us. Starting from Ramagya School, we have Aparna ji. Then we have a very distinguished principal from DPS Harit, Nandini Shekhar ji.
Good evening to all. Good evening to all.
And then we have also Pratibha Mishra ji from Anbai International School. We are very delighted to have Pratibha ji from Mumbai. The school is located in Santa Cruz, and I think we are soon going to have another panelist. Maybe she is due to join.
Yeah, I'm calling her.
And the young people, you are most welcome, and your ideas will be well taken. And you will definitely bring a lot of fresh air, a lot of fresh ideas, and feel free in sharing what we are going to.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. We have Siddharji also with us.
Yeah, I thought, okay.
I
thought we Siddharth Jain ji is one of the old starlets. He's a young starlet. I am a old. He's a young starlet.
Sir,
And,
please introduce yourself, sir. Siddharth, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I am just a very small person working in the field of education for quite some time.
Good evening.
And I am really obliged that Shashi ji gave me the opportunity to be a part of a wonderful panel over here. And thank you, Shashi ji, for asking me to be in the panel and the discussion today.
Most welcome, Siddharth. And not going much into the nitty-gritty, I am your moderator, MP Sharma. I've been in the field for almost about 45 years. I'm basically a sportsman turned a teacher. I played for the country and taught in modern school and been with the UNESCO. And it's a passion being in the schools and in the educational institution. You're most welcome. We go ahead with that. I think I set the ball rolling. We are going to have 2 rounds of Mile Sur Mera Tumhara. So Sur Bane Hamara.
Beautiful.
It's a song which unites the young and old and everybody. I believe हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं और तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो हम और तुम हैं तो दुनिया this new model of learning which is in writing now will be emerging after the post pandemic era. It will help taking together the opinion of the young people and the teachers so that there are a lot of new learnings have come up when you will hear the young people. So I start with a student from Manav Rachana. Rijul, can you share with us in 3 seconds, in a sharp bite, what are the opportunities you have found in the challenges during the pandemic?
Good evening. I'm sorry for tech.
Your audio has a problem.
Oh, I'm so.
Now
Is
it's
it
okay. Go ahead.
So the pandemic has provided a new problem for technology to be connected into
I thought there is some issue. By the time you sort out your issue, we go to Gorisha. Gorisha, what are your experiences? It's not a question to you. We are asking you to share your experience, how you have been able to convert a challenge of being in the house into the opportunity.
Yes, sir. As for me, I am a solo learner basically. I get distracted in the class. So it was a very good opportunity for me to learn at home with the accessibility of proper time and place, and it was a good comfort zone for me. I was able to learn the concepts more clearly.
Who taught you?
Sir, teachers.
Teachers taught you, but you learn to learn at your own pace and you feel comfortable.
Yes.
Okay, very good. We come down to now Madhav Malik. Madhav,
Yes, sir.
welcome to the forum and share with us how did you react to or how did you acted during the transit period?
Yes, sir. So, well, the pandemic has been
Good
a
evening, sir.
guys for me because I got so many opportunities right on my platform. Right. One of my projects, Smart Medicine Box, was awarded second national rank in the AI for Better India program organized by IBM in collaboration with CBSC. Right.
Wow.
According to the new education policy, the government, in collaboration with CBSC, has planned to provide internships to even school students. Right. So I got the privilege to work with IBM in December 2020. The internship was about design thinking and how to come up with solutions that create social impact. I was also the part of AI for Youth program. It was a 2 month training where I gained hands-on experience with artificial intelligence. It was a very intensive training that enabled me to come up with AI-based solutions to cope up with upcoming challenges of the global issues. In addition, I have a keen interest in exploring and analyzing outer space. Recently, I got an opportunity to work with NASA on finding near-Earth asteroids. Right? So I was provided with data sets, and via exploratory analysis, I had to identify the asteroids. I'm glad to tell you that a few days back, one of my asteroids was confirmed as a preliminary discovery by NASA. It's a dream come true for me, sir.
Absolutely. Fantastic. I think it is adorable when we hear all these young people finding asteroid on the space is one of the very challenging kind of issue which is there. We wish
Good evening.
in the days to come you definitely achieve your goal. Wonderful. I hope Rijul is there now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you are back. Okay.
So
Yeah.
So sorry.
No, never feel that. Come on.
So I think pandemic has
Very good.
created a necessity for us to bring technology to the forefront of education, and terms coming up like asynchronous learning and educational inequality have been brought to the fore. And one of the silver linings of the dark cloud is that education has been brought to the forefront, and its value in economics and political stability is finally being realized. So we need to use the most vulnerable students and the most vulnerable group. Like we are the part of a top 5% if we are able to communicate on a Sunday evening from the comfort of our homes. We need to think about the 95% who can't do this, and we need to keep them at the center of whatever we go ahead with. And I think allies for education are going to increase. Like my friend here has been working with NASA and so many other institutes and companies, MNCs of international importance can be collaborated alongside education. And I think the education coming out of the pandemic is going to be a much stronger industry. Thank you.
Very well taken. I think your concern about digital divide, about people who cannot have access is something wonderful. You know, these are some things which we want to develop in our children, the empathy for people who cannot, have access of that. I'm sure in days to come, they'll also find things very comfortable. I think next we can have Gorisha, you had your bite?
Yes, sir.
And Bhavika? Is Bhavika there?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Bhavika Gupta, you're welcome. Please share with us about your experience of the transit period.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, sir. So I once read a quote that says that your future is created by what you do today and not tomorrow. During this lockdown, we all had ample time to unearth new things and also to brush up and own our existing skills. Me, being a theatre lover, was bestowed with many chances to participate in various competitions, which added yet another benchmark in my learning curve. And I learned a lot about camera acting during this new normal because we were all, separate. I learned how to cook and paint. I also learned facts about gardening and participated in many planting drives organized in my sector and society. I mentored my house help to read. I also got a chance to participate in an AI youth bootcamp organized by Intel, which would not have been possible had it been organized during the pre-pandemic situation. I have no doubts that this pandemic has made life difficult for everybody, yet it has opened gateways for many. The only thing that we need to keep in mind is that we need to be optimistic if we really want to evolve ourselves as a true fighter. That's it.
Very well. I think person from theatre going into plantation. This is something very amazing hearing you. We have one more student from Nutan Vidya Mandir, I believe. Is it?
Sir, I'm from GD Goenka.
Sorry. Yeah. Please go ahead. Share with us your experience of encountering the challenges during the transit period of lockdown.
So initially it was quite a different time that I had, and it was quite challenging for me. But like every coin has two sides, I chose to look on the optimistic side, and I made sure that I use this time very nicely to hone my skills. So I joined a Photoshop workshop that I did. I also cooked and helped my mother in the kitchen. I also participated in the Breakthrough Junior Science Challenge, which is held on an international level. Although I didn't win, but the experience was really, really good. It is so inspiring to see all these, my fellow students to do so good, and making so much use of the time that we have. So it's really inspiring. Thank you so much to give me this opportunity.
Absolutely fantastic hearing you trying to hone your skills and getting into cooking, which is also a very important skill. It's something very amazing. Now I'll come down to, I think our distinguished panelists, the principals must have been very, very inspired by all that what these young people are doing. I take a small 3-second bite with Nandini ji. Nandini ji, how is it that you feel with regard to the teachers? During the pandemic, another segment which has undergone a lot of challenges is our teachers, and teaching fraternity. I know for sure the statistics support it, that our teachers are dominated by the females in the teaching. So they had two jobs to do it together. Managing home, managing teaching was very, very big challenge. Share with me in 3 seconds what is your
good evening, everybody. I'm very proud of the children, those who spoke so well, because it shows that how beautifully they have embraced this time. And as far as the teachers are concerned, I feel there was a time when the school board was there, chairs and tables, they were all put aside, and the not so light phones came into existence, which we are using 24/7. And although we were a little apprehensive of it, and the way the teachers have really worked during this time, it has shown that they are into a very noble profession. Managing their home and these children, and apart from that, some of the senior teachers, I'll say, where the children had their own whims and fancies, pestering them, motivating them, working with them, trying to be guide and counselor to them, that what is the importance of education for them. So that played a very important role. And teachers had actually embraced a lot of tools and technologies, and they went into a digital world all of a sudden. It was initially a nightmare, but how beautifully these teachers have really embraced and brought technology into their everyday teaching. First, there were only blackboards and chalks and everything. Now the teachers, if you look, they know number of tools and they are making their reading material so interesting for the students, and they are preparing PPTs and they are showing them a lot of videos. So teachers have done a wonderful job during this time, and it was a Herculean task which they have done. And I also feel that teachers had been too much stressed because they had been working 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Facing this situation and bringing it to a practical reality and winning it so beautifully and not letting the school and the education down, I think the credit goes to the teachers.
Absolutely. Well said, Nandini ji. I am a teacher, so hats off to our fraternity for coming forward. Otherwise, it would not have been possible. This is what is my faith.
Teachers' heart and soul into their profession, the way they did it,
I'm sure
something needs to be appreciated.
I'm sure when children across are hearing, they will realize the kind of challenges the teachers have come across. They have yet to achieve more and more. It was the good beginning. You know, good beginning is half done. Now I'd like to take, before going to Pratibha ji, I'll take a call with Aparna ji. Aparna ji, what is your take about all that, what you heard from a fellow panelist and the children?
You have to unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
Sorry. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to first tell you, Mr. Sharma, that you know that you have been 45 years in education and been a teacher. It's a pleasure to be here, where you are moderating such a session with principals and students together. I think this is something which has never happened to me before, and yes, it happened on news channels when we were being questioned and we were there for exam, whether the 12th exam should happen or not happen. But I wanted to tell these children that day when I was sitting on TV and we were talking about it, there were different states that were aligned, and the news person, the reporter, was standing with all different states' children. Not a single child favored that there should be no exam. I'm just telling you that is such an experience that all the children who were sitting that day on TV, the national TV, and the ones who were in the states, they all wanted to give exam. Not a single one said that they don't want to give exam, and I really appreciate that spirit of children.
Absolutely.
That, it is something to be so positive in such a situation.
We will talk some other day about examination. What I want you to take a bite on is the challenges which the teachers have come across.
Okay, I just wanted to speak about children first. I think that is more important too.
Absolutely.
So I want to speak about that.
Yeah.
So my point was that listening to children here, when I was listening to them, every one of them has been so positive and optimistic about how they coped in the pandemic, and being sitting at home. Then also they did so many things and participated in so many things. That is really amazing. Same way, I would like to say about teachers also, that yes, overnight there was a big change in everybody's life. And let me honestly tell you, all teachers are not that tech savvy. It's not that everybody was very well equipped about how to go on online teaching, and they had to learn it at home only, right? And this is one time when teachers have become students. And this is one time when the students had become teachers. I can't tell you how my senior children have come forward and how they taught their teachers one-to-one. They took one-to-one classes, and teachers also went into overnight, like till 10, 11, every child, okay, this teacher, I'm not familiar with this thing and all this. And they were teaching one-to-one, they taught their teachers. And this is something, I tell you, it was something in experience. We all are together on Zoom, and okay, this one has understood this one. So then one child will say, okay, ma'am, I'll take this, ma'am, and I'll be sitting with her today. And this also, by the time on 2nd April, we opened the school, every teacher was tech savvy, and all thanks to the students. And after that, yes, sitting at home, managing the home also, like as you said, the teachers have to do the work at home also. There were no maids at home to help. And but teachers continued with teaching, and now they have to make PPTs also. But I think that is a job. And that is our job. And when somebody becomes a teacher, first thing we have to realize that this is the only job in the world where you have to think about coming into job if you believe in devotion and dedication together. This is one job which you cannot do without thinking like that. And anything you do for your children is less, just like you do for your own children. Nothing we do for our children is enough. I always feel we can do more for them. And this is what all teachers have done. They gave more than 100%, 200% they were into their jobs. And they did everything to make their children comfortable at home, whether it is counseling, whether you talk about mental health, anything. Teachers were always there.
Absolutely,
So,
well taken. I think well taken. I think you made a very important point, saying that, you know, this is how this pandemic has proven to be a blessing.
Yes.
And our students have become our teachers at times.
Definitely.
I would love to learn few things in technology, particularly computer, from Madhav. I won't mind, or from Bhuvika, or from Rijul. You know, this is what is the co-partnership. This is what is the equity about. So,
Right.
well done, I think well said. And now we have Pratibha ji, who comes with a lot of experience with Panbai International School in Mumbai. And on a request, she could make it after a long. Pratibha ji, your take, very important.
Very good evening, everyone. Greetings to everyone from my end. Very first of all, I'm pleased to hear these kids, because you know the way you're talking, the way you are confident about your presentation. See, today you're presenting yourself in front of so many audience, sitting with the principals and debating. It's an honor to you. We never had in our life, to be very honest. So this is one, I can say, one more boon to you all, that, you know, in such a small age, you got an opportunity to sit along with the highly dignified, learned people, or we can say huge people in front of you, and you all are discussing and debating, and you all are equally given opportunity to share your thoughts where we were not supposed to. Somewhere we feel, yes, in our ages we were not allowed, but today I can see you people are blessed. And yes, transformation for the digital transformation in education was challenging for the underprivileged kids, not for the high class people, not for schools, international school. So I've never faced any problem for the kids and for the teachers, but I'm associated with many NGOs and the BMC schools. The state of Maharashtra, they have their own government schools, where I have come across and have trained teachers how to switch on the camera, how to switch on the, how to follow the digital etiquettes, how to sit in front of camera. That is also was a task for them, and it was very difficult for them, to adopt this culture of digital learning or teaching, because they never had this in there, because they were very used to manual doing things. And now all of a sudden, overnight, things have changed. Due to this pandemic, they were shifted to digital. Many were scared. Many teachers were scared that we may lose a job. And now during this crisis, if they are losing a job, it's not that easy for any person who is a breadwinner but a earner at home. So I request all the students here, those who are listening me, kids, you are blessed. Always remember, things will change, places will change, opportunities will change, but God will never change. So keep showing your gratitude to God that you are being blessed with so many good things and wonderful education. And as per we have ample of things to discuss, definitely we will think. But as ma'am said, that mental health, yes, kids are very much connected to teachers. Emotional touch is very much important for the kids. When we talk about teaching, it's not only education or not only books. It is an emotional touch. It is a social touch. It is a pure learning. It is so many things, So kids are missing those things. They cannot sit at home and just learn the books. Though they are studying at their pace, no doubt about it. They have a ease of getting their own time and doing everything. No restriction on them. There is no discipline. But there are kids who are well disciplined. They are focused. What they want, they know very well. So they are respecting this digital learning. But those kids, those who are little notorious, those who are little, special kids, they are really facing this challenge of online. Here they need a special guidance from the teachers. They need that emotional touch from the teachers. They need emotional touch from their peers too. they don't want to stay back home, they want to come back to school. So this even is a challenge, and I feel we all should help wherever we are, and whatever we can do, we should do. Not only teachers, even as a student, you have a very important role to play to help your friends if you have anyone around your vicinity or in your circle. I feel this is the best way to help.
Absolutely. Well taken. Pratibha ji, well taken. Actually, Pratibha ji, when she was talking about naughty children, she was not talking about you. She was referring to me, you know.
So me too. So me too. I'm a naughty person.
I've always been an outstanding student in the maths class. You know, always the teacher will put me out of the class. So I become the outstanding maths.
But you are innovator, sir. You are innovator. The naughty kids are always creator and the innovator. So not avoid them.
Maybe. I think when we were to evolve this program, I was sitting with Shashi ji. We were having a lot of apprehensions, but my faith in young people having together is very strong, and they will make the writing on the wall tomorrow. So that's my faith. They are the future of tomorrow, and they have to be heard by all of us. I think Aparna ji and Nandini ji equally endorse this idea.
100%.
We are thankful to you, and we will go ahead with this. Before we go ahead with this, we would like to take a bite from Siddharth. Siddharth is known to be past almost 4 years, a very humble, very down-to-earth person, and being associated with EduTalk. In fact, it is their own platform, and I'll take his bite onto this. How does he feel?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mohan sir. Firstly, talking about the present situation. So, you know, there was a time when students were following a timetable which was being provided by the schools. And moreover, they were having a very set pattern of going to the school, doing things, and then coming back, and then doing their homework and things like that. So this particular time has actually given them an opportunity to be themselves. So they are able to plan their own timetable. So the ones who are really serious about themselves, they have really utilized the time. And whereas the non-serious ones like us, they have, I don't know, whatever they have done, but still I would say that they have also done quite a bit, because, you know, you can sit idle for a day, you can sit idle for 5 days, you can sit idle for 10 days. But after that, you will end up into something which is going to be productive in times to come. Secondly, talking about the teachers, we have been doing a lot of activities on innovation in school education ecosystem, and Mohan sir has been a part of all those events. He has been mentoring us quite a lot of events all across India where we have talked about innovation, teaching pedagogy, and things like that. It was quite a challenge for us in the initial pre-pandemic time when we were talking about innovation. The acceptance in the education ecosystem was not so much. But I would say that it has been a very positive thing which has happened with the pandemic around us, that the schools have been very, very quick, and obviously the credit all goes to the teachers who have really put in a lot of hard work to really accept the new ecosystem of teaching the students, evaluating the students, and also not only that, also passing on the the right type of education into such constrained environment. See, when you are in a class, you are totally controlled. The teacher knows who is not listening or who is not attending. But this particular time, when all of the students are online, it is quite a challenge to understand that which student is able to really understand what we are saying. So assessment has been quite a challenge, and really hats off to all the teachers who have done it. I think things should be good. We all should be resuming schools very soon. One more thing I would want to categorically mention when we talk about the exams. Exams are important, but with the present system, the present type of information which is available on internet, the type of knowledge that we are able to Google and get anything and everything, it is not about, you know, really learning things and then putting it down on the paper. It is about application of knowledge which is available to us. So there was a time when the knowledge was available only in the books, and every time we had to apply something, we had to refer the books. But now it is just on a click. So you just Google information and you get information. It's how you are able to assess that information, find out what is right. So this particular thing has also given us a benefit that people are able to actually get the information through internet and apply it. So experiential learning, learning from with your own efforts, trying to find out the right information, swimming through an ocean of information and getting the right thing out. So these are few things which the students have learned at an early age, which otherwise they would have learned when they would have joined the organization or done a job. So in a way, if I look at the present situation, it has been a very good thing. And this particular forum today in which we are talking, it is a wonderful example of student and teacher equity. This is nothing can be better than this actually, where students are also talking. So thank you very much. Pleasure to talk.
Thank you. Thank you, Siddharth. And we missed you for a long time. And this is very, very pleasant to have you here on the panel. And you made a real, substantial points, and we will definitely carry on with this. And this ends up the first round. मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा और सुर अन्य हमारा. Now we go on to the second round. I request the participants, the attendees, kindly keep yourself mute. Unless you are a participant directly into the program, you won't be able to, hear to people who are making substantial points. I hope the children, of course, the teaching fraternity know the another thing which we are experiencing is the new education policy. So you see, simultaneously two things are happening. When we are fighting with the pandemic, we are also implementing the national education policy. I think to begin with, I would love to take it with one of the principle about the vision of the policy, which is the soul of the policy. The vision, if you talk about it envisions the education system to be rooted in Indian ethos, which can directly transform India into Bharat by making it more equitable, by providing quality education, so that we become one day a superpower in the knowledge industry. It's perhaps the crux of the entire policy. I would like Aparna ji to kindly take 3 seconds bite on this.
I'll try my level best. My level best because it's such a vast thing. It's difficult to say something. I understand the time limits, but the first thing I want to tell you that NEP is the first national education policy of 21st century, right? And after 34 years, our education policy has changed, and the previous one was made in 1986. The total world, entire world has changed, and it is totally digital, and all those things have happened. But the most important thing I feel is the base, the foundational base of this particular policy, which is based on equity that we are discussing right now, right? It's a very important point of our national education policy, affordability. Then it is about accountability. And if you look at it, it is about the access, the easy access that everybody has, and the quality of education that we talk about. Other thing which I will tell you about this NEP is this, that a lot of work has gone on, a lot of research, and at least 2.5 lakh people have sent their principals, educators from every field have sent their feedbacks for this policy. And after that, the policy has been formulated. And the most important thing, the children have also sent their views about education policy, and their views has also been considered in this. And the previous ISRO chief himself was the chairperson of the society which made the policy. And yes, when you told about India and Bharat, I think India is also Bharat only. But yes, the point you were trying to say, I feel, is about going back to our roots, right? And learning about our own culture and making it a part of education, right? And so that is a very important part of this policy, and that's a reason that they have incorporated the 3 years of Anganwadi also now in this. And when we talk about this new thing, the system that we have changed, 5+3+3+4 that we have gone to, in this the 3 years more added to education is mainly that we, from the very basic point, okay, we all know the child psychology, we all read about it because we're educationists, that a child who is being told from the very beginning, if from at the age of 2 years you start teaching right things to a child, the right culture, the right values, along with all other academics things that we do. So
Aparnaji, you made very valid points.
Yes.
We'll take these, structures, but you made very clear the affordability is very important. The accountability is very important. And, you talked about Indian ethos. I think this message we wanted to go to the children, that how does our principal feel about it. I would like to now take Pratibha's take onto it. How do you see the policy making difference in its vision itself?
So very first, I like 3 things more about this policy, that is internship kind of, that the skills to be taught in the younger age, which is very much important. Then when we talk about kindergarten, Anganwadi, what we talk about, experiential learning by doing, that is again very good concept. But here, if you see our NEP, more or less was the same, little bit updated. Digital part is involved in it. Then accountability, quality education, we were known for our quality education in ancient. It is not like that today we started giving a quality education. So more or less that is again very much important, which is focused in our NEP. Then we talk about languages. They are giving more importance to the mother tongue teaching the concepts. Somewhere I agree also, somewhere don't agree even. When I talk about, if I talk about local to global, then it is little difficult for the kids to be a transition period, because if their base is not very strong in any of the language in the lower class, miracle cannot be done in the higher grades. So when we talk about teaching concepts in any of the languages, rightly said, we can teach them and they can understand very well. But when it comes to conversion to other language, then we think in the same mother tongue or whatever language we have learned and converging to other language, definitely the subject or the content will change, which will not really fulfill the expectation of the evaluation part. So somewhere that need to be really work on it when it comes to teachers. But it comes to teachers. When I look into my international school, because I'm since 15 years into Cambridge board, and when I see they have a very set pattern from the lower class till 12th standard, it's not only directly higher grades. Whatever they are expecting in higher grades, they start from kindergarten, they start from playgroup, and we have to blend our curriculum in such a manner where our kids are well experienced, they know how to use the activities, how to use their curriculum into application, they know how to use their knowledge in their day-to-day life, they are well confident. The way these kids are confident today, I can see them. So somewhere this is what NEP is trying to give, and I feel this is the best of the NEP, where we all the teachers, very first we need to train the teachers, and then it comes the implementation part. NEP is drafted very well, no doubt. It will be beneficial for the kids as well. But before, only few handful people are really using NEP in a full-fledged manner. They have made a core team in their schools. They started working on the activities. They started working on the internship. They started coding from the lower class. All these things will be a boon in our education sector, no doubt about it. But somewhere I feel we need to really work more on the training and the implementation part.
Absolutely well taken from Pratibha, talking about equity, talking about validity, talking about accountability, talking about Indian ethos. I think this is the first time any government has gathered courage to avoid cut and paste and to come out with an original policy. So let us compliment, because as a document, it is wonderful document. And now you see the feet are being gradually attached to it. This document is now finding a implementation. I recall while being in the JPS, I am very fond of designing modern tools. The lesson plan, which is based on engage model. I'll share with you all, I have learned this skill in the UNESCO based on meta learning, taking children on board, creating rubric which they can, create themselves. So carrying forward all these takes with Nandini ji. Is Nandini ji there?
Yeah. Very rightly said, because the new education policy which has come, I think it encompasses everything in it. It is a culmination of all the good points, because from the Kothari Commission till now, whatever loopholes were there, they have tried to do away with them. Equitable and the inclusive education, which they have really propounded, and the kind of knowledge they want in foundation years and numeracy, that also needs to be appreciated of the new education policy. Another thing which I feel about new education policy is there is a lot of transparency. Very beautifully and rightly written, so that every school can implement it with heart and soul. And another factor which is very important is that when any policy comes into, our mission comes, and we should have a thought process that the maximum amount of implementation should be there with the best, because the kind of pedagogical learning teacher will have to do in that, her lesson planning, her kind of deliverance and experiential learning, integration, multidisciplinary approach, all these things will have to be taken up by the schools and to be implemented to make it into a successful kind of because this education policy is a binding factor from the yesteryears till today. So it is a very good blend of modernity and tradition. And it also talks about your own country system, where you can very confidently say that this is your education, because it is not a borrowed aspect from any point of view. And the education policy also talks about any subject. Suppose a child wants to take any subject, he can take it. So there is no discrimination as such. So the strength and the interest plus the knowledge which will come from this education policy will be helpful to all. And I also feel that if we try to implement it with a lot of sincerity, because I feel sometimes what happens, we are into a rat race and we do things which are feasible for us, but going in depth, trying to find out the best things which can be implemented, and it is and slowly and gradually it should be a part of our system, and not of our system, it should be a part of our country. That country system, that each and every school has to follow it, and the schools which are not so apt, because we generally, when we talk of education, we are talking about the 30% of the students, those who are into the urban areas and into systems where financially, economically and emotionally they are very strong. But we need to think about the people, those who are in the remote areas and they are in backward classes, the accessibility to the education is not there. And even the teachers and the principal, everybody is at a backstage and they don't know what exactly has to be done. So for that, there should be some kind of a mentoring, there should be some kind of a hand-holding, where each and every school should have, like hubs of school has been created, which was such a beautiful idea. And it is also a part of, it will also be strengthening your CCE.
Absolutely.
CCE, which we have just taken away, it's somewhere CCE is also there in this, and the children plays a pivotal role. And the teachers are just like guides and their mentors, and they a lot of good things can be extracted from this education policy if we try to do it. Because when this policy came, all of a sudden pandemic also came. So we started struggling on another front rather than on the national education policy.
But that well said, Nandini ji. But I think that has been a boom for us, because this time we got enough time to focus on this. And I think you all points very well taken, encompassing everything, all good points into it, very realistic. Before going to the students, I would like to share with them few things, which before they take bite, they must have at the backdrop. You see, this policy came from 2015, when a summit was taken place in Seoul in South Korea. It was conducted by the UNESCO. I was a part of it, and we realized how badly we have done in the PISA.
Yeah.
In the PISA, we got 72 place out of 73 countries. And we were in shame. And now a new strategy is implemented on Chandigarh children, which is called PGI, is called Performance Graded Index. So I was working very closely with the Chief Secretary of Punjab, Vinay Mahajan ji, on these PGIs. I will share with all the respected principals. I have a document which is lying here with me, and I will pass on to them that document in a soft manner, and so that they are also aware of. Can you see this? This has made 20% difference in their result when it is implemented in Chandigarh. Chandigarh children are going to appear this year in PISA. So let's hope for the best. When we say one small thing, when we say transferring India into Bharat, we got in legacy a policy from Britishers. That's what I read, you read. We all read that we are looted, beaten, defeated, so that we are subdued. This policy will, do something magical. So before we go to students, I thought I must make a point, and we will extend this session by another 15 to 20 minutes time, so that we do the justice which we lost in the beginning. So I go back to Rijul. Rijul, what is your take about NDP with regard to vision?
Hello, sir. So I think it is very, it has again brought that teaching learning process to the forefront. It focuses on functional literacy, achieving that by grade 3. It focuses on multilingualism, which automatically inculcates inclusion. I work with an NGO. We try and provide education to the most backward districts in Bihar and Madhya Pradesh. And going there, one of the biggest problems is inclusion. So it seems to tackle that, and it tackles affordability and teacher training in these areas where they hold multi-grade classrooms and textbooks are scarce. So these are the problems which it is tackling head on, and which is something really remarkable.
Very good. I think well taken. You are quite updated about what is happening, and thank you very much. Continue to be associated with it. And I'm sure I come back to Gaurisha. What is your idea?
So basically, I think the aim of it is to make students knowledgeable instead of making them mug up the concepts which are written in the book. And it is like assessment for learning instead of learning for assessment. And I think it's so good. Also, I think there are some professions which are checked out in disdain in India, like plumbing, electrician, carpentry, and etc. So this introduced vocational courses for the students, and I think that will at some point discriminate the remove the discrimination on the basis of profession.
I think well said. And let me tell you, you were talking about formative assessment. You were talking about assessment for learning, for your information. Now it will be assessment as learning.
Oh, thank you,
So
sir.
assessment as learning means meta learning. That means you will be given a control of your own learning. You will be made a part in the assessment. You will be asked to rate yourself.
Yes,
Your
sir. Even the
classmates
classmates will be given
absolutely.
the chance to rate me. Yeah.
That is how it is going to be in days to come. Now we come back to. Sorry. Kindly mute yourself. Oh my God, aeroplane is.
Done.
Okay. So I come back. To.
Vartika, there is a lot of noise from your background.
I come back to one of the students. Is it? If I don't spell out wrongly, is it Nirja?
Sir, it's Nirjara.
Nirjara. Wow. It's something very new to me. I have heard of Nirjara. It is nothing new. Nirjara. Yeah, come on.
Thank you so much.
What is your take on to it?
So, sir, I would like to say that in 1986, when the first national education policy was developed, it focused on access and equity to education. But now we come to the National Education Policy of 2020. I think it focuses on access and equity to quality education. I think that's the part we should focus on. And thus, this will make India Bharat, like you said, right? So, talking about the provision of no hard separation between the subjects, right? It will not only eliminate harmful hierarchies of like science is for academically bright students and humanities is for academically poor students, but it will broaden the horizon of the students by providing them multidisciplinary knowledge. Also, the provision of vocational courses that has been added, I would like to share a story regarding that. So once, I heard that there was an American who came to visit a person and they were going for a seminar. So in the middle of the seminar, when they were going, and his bike gets, broke, the bike breaks down. So the Indian says that, let me call a professional, let me call a technician, and he will fix it. The American says, no, wait, I can do it on my own. And when he asked that, are you an engineer? How do you know how to do this? He said, no, I'm not an engineer, I'm an American. So this speaks a lot that these vocational courses will increase the self-dependency that we have on ourselves. It provides us the basic skills to survive. Even for dropouts from school, like children who cannot afford education, it provides us a source for employment, which is like really inspiring as well. I would also like to talk about the foreign universities that will be allowed to set up in India. I think it will provide us global level education at a very affordable cost, which many of the students cannot afford right now, and it's really hard, right? So all I want to say is that it will help us to rise to a global standard within Indian identity, and that's what we want.
Absolutely, very good. Beautiful. I think let me share with you all, in the days to come, we are going to work together. I am with Rajni and we might work with the universities and have a program between principal, teachers, and the vice chancellor, so that we may invite the vice chancellors onto the forum. So that's a. Now I would like to come to Madhav Malik. Madhav?
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Please go ahead. What is your take about the NEP?
Well, I think the NEP is a very special thing for India. I really like the new provisions they have included, such as the new pedagogical structure they have. Right, that would increase the foundational literacy and numeracy right? I also like how they have introduced coding in 6th grade, right? That would be a great initiative, and students would be able to gain the 21st century skills early stage in their life, right? Rest, I like that how they're focusing more on vocational subjects now instead of just going into the deep academic subjects, and now there's no hard division between the streams. So students are free to choose their subjects as they want. Right? Whatever they want to be, it would be easier for them to go ahead in that direction.
Absolutely. Very well taken. I think you have fairly good idea. It's very important, that we hear our children. How do they feel about all this? Now I come back to Bhuvika. Bhuvika Gupta,
Yes.
what's your take? I'm feeling a little nervous because these two guys who are there, Madhav and Bhuvika, they are also very good anchors. So my anchoring skill, I will hoard my anchoring skill.
Yes, sir. So I think that the NEP focuses on teaching students in their own mother tongue. So I think that fact in particular is a very great initiative, because when students are taught in their own mother tongue, they feel an emotional connect with the fact that is being taught to them. I also like that now I can choose my own subjects without choosing a particular stream, because if I am interested in history and I also want to study chemistry, I can now study both without being associated with one particular stream. So I think that giving students the chance to choose their own subjects, to opt for their own subjects, and teaching them in their own mother tongue is the best fact about the policy that is introduced in India now.
Wonderful. I think these are some very important takes. When you are talking about, choosing your subject, I recall in olden days we had a cricketer in UK. His name is Tony Greig. If you would have heard of his name.
Yes.
He was 6 feet 5 inches. So he was basically a chemistry student. So I had the opportunity of talking with him in UK while I was playing for the country. So in the Manchester, I asked him, Tony, what are you doing? He said, I'm reading psychology. I said, my God, don't tell me. You are a chemistry student. He said, in England, there is no bar onto it. So, when it comes to now choosing subject at the 9+4, the last bracket of your education, you can select chemistry with physics, physics with civics. So you are going to read 24 subjects in 8 semesters. 1 year will be divided into 2 semesters, 4 into 8, and each semester having 3 subjects. So 24 subjects. So your mark sheet will be more like a newspaper, having 6 pages, 7 pages. Wonderful, magically good talking to you about NEP. I will take very crucial last point with the principals, so that you all will be able to know the kind of challenge it is going to pose for the teachers. One of the points which Rijul mentioned about, and one of the principle, you see, there is a provision of having a national mentor mission, NMM. So mentorship will be started in the field of education, so that the teachers who are placed in a remote place are also upgraded. So I draw attention of the 3 distinguished principles that if you read the NEP 5.15 is the CDP, is the continuous professional development, and they are demanding 50 hours per year per teacher. That means almost about 6 days. How do you see that? I mean, I, as a man from the education, I would love to hear you onto that. So I take call with the Nandani ji. How does you feel about it?
So that's a very good thing if you are having, because there you have education is something, it's a very dynamic process, and learning goes on. So when you stop learning, you actually the education also stops with you. So one thing which CDP does is that when we are into professional development programs and all that, some of the things which are lying dead inside us, or which we have just ignored for a certain period of time, they come to a surface. And it is also very motivating, inspiring, and it also tells you that where do you stand. It tells you your status, that what are the things that you are missing on, and where you need to pick up, and what are good points that you can take from others also. Because teaching learning process is all about connecting, it's all about collaboration, it is all about growth, and that is only possible when you have an open frame of mind and you're always ready to learn. So if a teacher feels that now she has become a teacher, she should stop learning, it means that her progress also stops at that time. Because every day there are new things coming into the systems, new innovations are there, and it's a web which never ends. So you have to explore and more, and that can only be done when you have a clear vision to do it. Another thing which is very important is that, which we feel is sometimes no teachers, when we tell them that you have to attend these courses and all that, so there is always a crunch of time. So it is not about crunch, it is all about mindset. So if your mind is fixed, and if you are in a profession where you are handling a lot of children and their future is in your hands, then you have to be always at the stake, and you have to take up that call that you professionally keep on enhancing yourself and sharpen your saws, because there is no limit to knowledge. Knowledge is unlimited. The deeper you go, the more you want to fathom the depths. So you want to explore more and more, and that is only possible when you have a thought process, and when you have a mindset, and when you are ready to do it. So there the teachers need to be motivated, they need to be told, and sometimes what happens that a situation comes when all these programs take a backseat with the teachers or with us also. So there is always a constant reminders coming from CBSE, which again gears up for that. So it's a never-ending process, it is a never-stopping process, and we should always do it with an open mind.
I think well said.
Whatever we learn today, that will be reflected somewhere later on. So the learning should be there.
I would, for the better understanding of the children, what Nandini ji was saying, that your teachers are going to become now lifelong learners.
Yeah.
You know, like I have finished very recently a course in assessment from one of the university in USA. So I want to learn few things about the rubrics, the assessment. So I did a short-term course. So that allows you to undergo that. So not only they are teaching, they will henceforth be also active learners. And I think now I will take a call with Pratibha ji. How do you see happening in Mumbai, and what is Mumbaikar's take onto it?
Yes, sir. I believe we all are the learners. Every day there is a learning. So teachers are the first learners, then only they can teach someone. Otherwise, if they are not learned properly, they cannot deliver. So in my school, what I have done, in the orientation, very clearly I mentioned that there is a professional development courses or programs which are being scheduled yearly. So every month we have 4 hours development program which is being planned in a curriculum, which is being planned in a planner, and we share with the teachers, and we have a subject committee where we have all English teachers coming together, and they are discussing their challenges, their strategies, their everything which can be used in their day-to-day teaching process. So I personally recommend that to all the subject teachers, and we ensure that every Saturdays, because Saturdays we don't have students in the school, so it is completely dedicated for the teachers' development programs. So we have not only the subject teachers, even we have counselors training with teachers to deal with the mental stress, to deal with the time management, to deal with the students in the class, to deal with their situation, they are facing. So there are many topics, areas where we really need to work on it. So we always recommend teachers that they have to be well prepared to learn whatever it comes to them. They cannot say that they don't have time. They cannot say that they are not interested. We don't give this option only to them. They have to, because it is mandate. Because without, unless and until they are well versed with the new strategies, they cannot put the new strategies to the kids. Because now if I see the kids are so clear with the NEP vision, they know very well. So if my teachers are not well prepared with the NEP, how will they deal with the question of the kids? How
Absolutely.
they will overcome with the challenges given by the kids to teachers? And nowadays kids are smart enough to handle such kind of situation. That's the reason today we are sitting and we are discussing. So somewhere the equity, what we are talking about, it is important. So development programs are very much important. That's the reason that CPD is a part of our planner. It goes without saying, and it is mandatory in our school. So I always recommend also, because myself, as sir said, even I am a learner every day without wasting some time. I ensure that every day I will learn something new, because now you won't believe I have written in my diary whatever the kids you all said. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
written the points in this, and now I will be browsing it when I'll be free in the school or whenever I'm free. See what Madhav said, what this Nirishka said, or Gaurisha said, or whatever. I have jotted this point, and this point will give, these notes will help me to bring these new strategies in my school. This is what the kids did think. This is what the students are thinking about teachers and the schools. So this session also is a takeaway for me. So this is what I feel. We all are the learners. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely well said. And let me share with the students. In the last batch, we had a student named Shagun Jain. We had Mishika Malik. We had Jaspreet. As a teacher, I was taught by my mentor, Mr. Vedvyasji and Aman Kapoorji, to remember each child by name and to remember what they say is very important, because they are the tomorrow of India. Okay, so we cannot forget that. And now I come back to Aparna ji. Aparna ji, there are few issues which are there in my mind with regard to CDP. When they talk about 50 hours, there's a lot of money will be involved in trainings. But I heard that perhaps the CBSE is also taking some kind of steps to, evolve programs which are cost effective. How do you see the implementation part of it?
Mr. Sharma, as I see, I think already we have started this implementation, and this year only, already the whole this role play is going on. We are already into CDP, and yes, if you talk about 50 hours we are talking about 50 hours in a year, which hardly, if you look at it, it is if you see in a day,
6 days.
6 days.
It's
Like
6 days.
if you take it like that, the working hours, and if you count it like that, right? So it is 6 days that way. So if you see that, if you even do like in a month also, if we do 1 or 2 workshops, so that process is already started, and teachers are choosing the workshops and doing it. And as you have so rightly put, that we all are lifelong learners, right? All of us are 3Ls. Every second in our life, we are all 3Ls. Okay, without that, we will be nowhere. And with this CDP going on, so what is the right way to go about? I feel, and what we are doing, that whenever a teacher is going through this training, the CBSE is sending us a circular, and then teachers are getting registered, they are learning, and then they're sharing their points from there, the learning points that they have shared. Like today, as Pratibha ma'am was talking about what she learned from this, what is the takeaway, right? That is the most important thing that we do. We all sit with our diaries and we write every single point that we learned from anywhere, because this is all 1.5 years we are into webinars and all, and I think we learned more through webinars than we were doing sitting in our offices, right? We have learned more in this time. So I think it has been totally very well implemented. And this I wanted to tell you, this CDP thing has always been going on. It's not now. Now we're talking about it. But if you ask me, this particular workshops and all, I tell you, for last 10 years, I'm regularly watching them and attending them. For principals also, the teachers are attending. And once a teacher learns something, a teacher who takes the workshop, she comes and takes the, she shares her learnings with her peer group, right? So that is going on. Yes, we are going to do it much better now because we got time sitting at home to know where we are. This pandemic has taught this to us, that we were just moving and suddenly something has happened and made us realize what is the right way to go about anything. We were just going in our own way, and yes, things were happening all around us, and we have this ostrich-like existence, okay, head inside existence we have as human beings, right? We take time to learn new things. If something drastic doesn't happen, we normally don't respond to things very easily, right? We don't learn new things unless we are pushed to do it. So this pandemic has pushed us to learn a lot of new things. And yes, all the teachers, I don't know, in my school, I'm sure in every school, all teachers owe their children. And I bow down to my children for the way they have taught their teacher with such humbleness, with such respect. And they made sure that the teachers learn things properly without feeling this, that yes, they're learning from the students. So I think that is the correct CDP implementation, that the way I see it. And we are learning a lot. This pandemic is a very big teacher. It's been a very big teacher for us.
Now at least we have a roadmap, which has been laid down by the National Education Policy, so that we can follow. I think we have a lot of scope now. Is Mr. Siddharth Jain there? Siddharth Jain?
I think he left. I read his message. He wrote a message which was there in the chat box.
Must be in a hurry to go. Children, I am reminded of, in the end, one thing. Never stop dreaming. I recall my one meeting. I was fortunate to meet with Abdul Kalam ji, and he was very big advocate of, children seeing dream. Unless you see a dream, it can't be. I was one time a sportsman. I could play for the country, but then it is not accidentally. I keep laughing on myself. How did I land into? It was very well planned. Got into the teaching. Was luckier one to go with the university. And what Madam was saying, 3L, lifelong learning. We have an institute in UNESCO, Lifelong Learning Institute. So I joined that institute in UNESCO. My entire learning, all documents, they come from the UNESCO. And I think hats off in the end to all the students. What is going to be I have always been a backstage actor. I'm sure people in theater can make out what backstage actor is. I have been manager, I have been senior vice president in the company. So playing from the back, being Ravi Shastri is very difficult. Allowing Virat Kohli to score centuries and centuries is one big joy. I have always got it. All those principles, whether it was Anjali ji, or it was Meeta, or it was Ranjit, or it was Rajiv, and number of principles, you do the hand holding and you make them score sixes after sixes. So keep dreaming, keep realizing it. All the best to you. We are going to have a finale of this program where we will invite you all once again, and we'll thank you very much. It was a big joy. Aparna ji, Nandini ji,
thank you so much. God bless you, children. All the best for your future.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful interacting with all of you. Thank you so much. And a beautiful program and wonderful platform of sharing.
Highly appreciated, sir. It was well connected and all the kids were very well. And I don't know what Aishani Pandey is trying to, by heart or what she wanted to share. Sir, 2 मिनट के लिए उस बच्ची को सुन लीजिए. मैं कब से उसको ऑब्जर्व कर रही हूँ. म्यूट करके वो काफी कुछ प्रैक्टिस कर रही है. I don't know क्या प्रैक्टिस कर रही है वो. Miss Pandey, I would like to hear you, बेटा. आइशिनी, I think कुछ सिर्फ 1 ही मिनट हम देंगे उसको, बट सुन लो.
Sure, please.
Yes, I want to share my of today's session. My experience was so good. I knew different things about education and I loved this session. I came to know a lot of things, and this period interacting with you was very great. Thank you.
May you please tell your name and which school was from?
I'm Aishani Pandey from Kalka Public School.
Oh my God.
From which school? From Kalka Public
Kalka
School.
Public School.
Okay,
Give my
okay,
regards to Anju Mehrotra ji.
Anju madam, yes.
Give my regards to Anju Mehrotra ji. She's a good friend of mine. Big job, children. Once again.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. Take care, all of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good boy. Thank you. Take care. Be safe. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Have a good time. Good job.